Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this vodcast of Game 2 between Nest Cardinality and Beta. Nest Cardinality had some good exploration in Seed 1 and managed to find all the things a little earlier and was able to take Game 1, but Beta is an incredible veteran with much talent, much knowledge, much skill, and definitely has the opportunity to compete back in, or to win another one back on Nest Cards. So we shall see what happens. I am joined in the booth by Aaron2U2. How are you feeling about this, Aaron?
I'm feeling good. And if we're talking about the that game one, I was part of that quad, and I was very. I felt like I played that seed super well, and then to see how Nestcar did it was very frustrating. So, I was looking forward to this one to seeing if we would get something similar to what we had last time, where Nestcar was able to kind of get through some zones and get to the good stuff, or if we're going to see something a little bit more drawn out. And well, here we go. We are starting again. This is do or die for Beta Strip. If he does not win this, he is out of the tournament. And this is a podcast that I will admit right now I already know what's going on, so I will try my best to not reveal anything.
I do have the benefit of having not seen any of this in the past, so I am a little more in the dark here. We do have the flute and the I missed what the other one was, but Cursed Belt, I think, to start.
Yes, Cursed Belt. You'll be able to sell that for a town if you can get to a town. We start with 19 hit points and at least an unescapable swamp from the north. Maybe there's some way to go west. Obviously, south and east are just water.
This will be the second seed of this tournament that Nest Cardinality has played, where you could not escape the swamp at level 1 and had to grind by just hoping a monster in the swamp would encounter you before you. Oh, now that's a tease.
Beautiful looking town there in the swamp, but unfortunately, not enough hit points to get to it. Beta, however, takes out a ghost. That is almost level 2, and level 2 might get us the hit points to be able to get there, or it might get us the hit points to go north. In fact, I think they'd only need 2 hit points to be able to escape the swamp from the north, at least.
Yeah, it's always fun to do when you're in that situation. You do that, and now you're having to grind on 2 hit points, hoping you can find something that won't kill you, a red slime or a red slime or something. The nice thing with 14 attack power, you can take a lot of things as long as you get them early in the cycle. But you can also one-shot slimes like this one that Nest Cardinality is running into.
Yeah, and so that's 2 experience for him. A couple more of those, or one of those ghosts will do it. Or maybe, I don't know, a Drakey Magician, maybe a Magiwyvern if they get it right away. Or not Magiwyvern, excuse me, Magidrakey. Here's level 2.
7, 10, 1, 1, and outside. So they did not, or so they got the 1 needed HP, right? No, they need 21 to get there. So they did not get the HP to get out of this area. It's amazing.
Yes, that 1 hit point effectively does nothing for getting out of the starting zone. Now we see Nestcar getting his own ghost, and he gets dodged and weak breath. That is something Beta did not see, so a little unfortunate for Nestcar, who notice he has been saving and resetting. Does save just maybe 1 second, maybe 2 seconds?
Yeah, it's one of those things that I like to do in this kind of start, specifically because you know when that last step you're going to take is thou art dead, and so you can actually reset earlier than you can in a normal, I have to reset when I know I'm dead. You can almost pre-reset there and save yourself, the time for an extra step and a little bit of the jingle or whatever. The delay that you often have between the death and the reset, you can be prepped for it.
And we're seeing on Nestcar's side, one of the bad things about having 14 strength and only needing 5 experience is that some of the enemies are running away. If he would have been able to kill the red slime, take that 1 step, get the regular slime, he'd already be at level 2, but nope.
I must express that I love this kind of start. I know it's kind of very RNG heavy, and that has harmed me in the past. But it's just fun because it's a real it's a real mental game. Can I go through this RNG, this potential pain, whatever, and keep my head straight, ready to go on when the opportunity presents itself?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It certainly seems like it's a lot worse luck here for NESCAR, just not able to get the enemies to show up or stick around. Beta has got up to 10 experience, but that's 2 ghosts or 4 red slimes to go. It's not the rate we're going. It could be another dozen deaths before he's able to get to level 3.
Yeah, I think it's been a full minute since Beta has seen a monster now. He just keeps having hero runs out in the swamp. But he got some really good starts, so he was able to build up a little bit of a buffer, but again, he gets nothing.
And you noticed NESCAR there, as he was leaving town, he paused a little bit. And I would not be surprised if that's on purpose. When you're in this sort of scenario where you're resetting the game, you might try to actually manip something. Obviously, you don't know what you're manipping until you see it. Look, there's the pause, and he's out. Is this gonna take anything? Oh, we got a ghost.
So a lot of it is not even necessarily that it's a manip, but that's when you reload the game there, the RNG is at the exact same, so if you move at the exact same frame rate, you're going to get the exact same results. So it's not even necessarily we're trying to manipulate the RNG, we're just trying to make sure we get different RNG. And that's really what the pause... I mean, that pause can be accomplished for anybody. That doesn't require knowledge of, anything. If you're in this situation yourself, and you are like, I feel like I'm getting the same thing, just give yourself a little pause once you do the reload.
Yeah, NESCAR didn't even bother this time, which is actually a little bit surprising. I thought he might save it and then... Oh, okay, that's probably why he didn't realize that the 1 hit point from level 2 didn't really help. Because, I mean, he could try, like you said, part of it's just so you don't get the same thing to happen, but he could try to do that again to get that same ghost, although... the ghost is not exactly likely. I don't know. I'd be curious if... I know it's a little early. We could throw the ghost stats up there just to see what the odds of them using weak breath is.
Well, the thing is, you can't get that same ghost again, because the experience level is different, the RNG that loads when you reset now is going to be different. So you can't do the same sequence to get the ghost. You'd have to learn a different one now.
Alright, and apparently they had heal more, so oops. I don't... Maybe, again, this was me with future knowledge. I don't remember seeing that, so... of course, maybe that means... I'm not going to talk about it. Beta's getting through the Magician here, and so he's at level 3. Maybe level 3 will get us something good.
12 to 4, 14, so we can get out with a mighty 4 HP, but we still cannot make it to this town.
No, I think he's going to be, 2-3 steps away? But it's pretty close, but he should... be able to get out the north side. We'll see if he does that right away.
I'm also surprised that's the first Magician we've seen, isn't it?
Yeah, and it seemed like he got that hanging really close to start. So there might be some sort of border thing where they're actually not in Zone 0.
Well, you may be right, because here is a droll breathing DL2 that's very shortly west of the castle.
Lovely. Immediate. It's like, hey, you get out. No, DL2 breath. Sorry. So we have Beta at level 3 now, NESCAR at 2, but he's also just 1 Magician away, so if he happens to see it and gets through it, he'll be caught up really quick. It seems like, considering what everyone's had to do, maybe a bit of a gap, but it's really not.
So Beta tries to go on the right side here in the forest and gets another zone, whatever monster. So I'm wondering if the zone is north-south instead of east-west. And Magicians are actually in the front zone, but if you get too high up on the swamp, you actually end up running into zone, the north-south zone. Or maybe he's just found the exact wrong sides each way.
And this might be what... it's funny, you get out and you can't fight anything. So it almost makes you have to go right back into the swamp. Experience was better when I was dying in the swamp than when I was dying in the grass. It's strange but true.
This is absolutely fantastic. Beta trying to fish for a crit there, I assume, because what else are you gonna do? Kind of really surprising neither one of them saw that going in. Now, Beta had been running left, or, east-west, but NESCART's been going north-south, so even though he's only been doing a few steps north-south, he's been going north-south, and never saw any of those high-level monsters as far as I'm aware. He does, again, see the baby breath on the ghost, though.
Yeah, in fact, it was the evasion, which is what 1 out of 16, and then the the breath, which was 1 out of 4. So back to back, exact same way. Kind of unlucky. And look at Beta here, getting a ghost and then a slime, perfect to level 4.
9 XP on 1 set of health. 9, 13, 5, and sleep. Oh, that is lovely because those Drolls and Druins that can still be problematic, even though you have a little more attack power. TL2 not gonna care about that, but you can put them to sleep and get them down, and now you can actually grind with little HP in a non-swamp zone and potentially really break out.
Does he have enough to get there? It's really close.
Well, I think we're about to find out. He does! 1 HP left, and he shows up on Cantlin.
Alright, and knowing Beta, this is the best possible town he could have saw here because he's going to immediately sell that Cursed Belt. If he doesn't find a Copper Sword, he'll probably buy whatever attack he can get and then just load up on Fairy Waters. Actually, knowing Beta, he might just, like if there was a club, he might just ignore it to get an extra Fairy Water or two.
Yeah, if there's anybody that's going to have their first priority be to load up on Fairy Water, it's going to be Beta. But there's a Copper Sword instead, so he's going to go with that.
Yeah, I think I would rate that, especially where the strength is. The Fairy Waters aren't really that big. Now 52 attack power, I take over 42, and a few chances to, do double digits damage.
And for good measure, he does spend his last 16 of his last 17 gold to buy a couple of torches, just to make sure that he does have every bit of offense he could want.
There's also, other things that are really good about Cantlin at the start. If they do get key access, you'll be able to hit the chords really quick next to start, and that will, when it comes to decisions like whether to rescue the princess or to try to do a complicated count, that kind of addresses that in a certain way. Oh, he gets a Magidrake. That's wonderful. As NESCAR finally gets to level 3.
I mean, obviously, Goldman have, I think, a 13 out of 16 sleep resist, and so you're not going to get it down, but man, that Goldman could be nice. Even though you'd only get half that gold, 325 gold might be able to get you something in Cantlin.
Maybe some herbs so you can heal and not have 9 hit points or whatever once you get out here. Oh, we saw something. Did Beta see it? I saw it. There was a little flicker in the top left corner on his screen.
I did not see it either, but I would assume Beta did not see it either. Oh, Beta says he saw it, but he's broke, so he doesn't care. I would care in case it's Cole.
NESCAR didn't see it, but NESCAR is getting some nicer enemies in this zone. Maybe he's just staying closer to the right here. Maybe the same thing Beta is doing. That could actually be Zone 0. Yeah, he had to see it by now. I mean, he said in chat he saw it. There's no way you wouldn't flash on 3 times and you miss it. It would be bigger if NESCAR saw it, in case it's, another town where you could sell that Cursed Belt and get, like, a Copper Sword or anything, but he's been a little too dedicated to the grind. It's kind of surprising. Usually NESCAR is the one that would just find it.
This troll's going to leave Beta 1 experience short of the next level, and we'll wait a little bit to see it. It is Breckenary.
Which again, if NESCAR does go that direction, this could be really positive for him, because he doesn't have to wait till Cantlin to get the sword. Although he is really close to 4. I don't think he quite has the zones as set as Beta did, though, where it seemed like Beta was trying to avoid the different zone and try to stay in whatever that top zone was. But I think I was just misreading what he was doing.
Yeah, I assume the reason Neskar is just grinding is because he already knows where a thing he can't reach is, and so he's just waiting until he can get to that, then afterwards he'll branch out. But 12, 3, 3, 13, and heal more is what Beta gets at level 5, so the strength is just flying up. We have healing now, which is also very nice. We do have 4 heal mores in the tank.
And Neskar sees Breck, and he is immediately in Breck. He's got 37 gold. He's going straight to the shop. Maybe he's going to check this before the item shop. There's not a whole lot there to do, but he does find the bamboo pole and the clothes, all just enough money to visit the inn. But unless I don't know, maybe he's not going to sell the belt yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to get that stuff. There's nothing. The small shield, I think, is all you'd sell the belt for, other than like torches and fairy waters, and 44 attack power is enough to deal with, grinding or dealing a little later, especially when you know there's another town around. So, yeah, I don't know that I would ever sell the belt for small shield, but I would for fairy water. But not with this AP.
And he's going straight down to Cantlin. He's going to see what this is again. Town coal could have anything, and a lot of stuff that would be in coal could be very useful. I'd say half of it would be very useful at this point. That's a little unusual. He saw Cantlin and left. It's quite possible he's just forgotten about the cursed belt. He's actually done this once, I think, in the tournament so far, where he didn't sell it, despite it, being in a situation where it could have benefited him. It might just be one of those things when you have 15 minutes of nonsense, you kind of fade whatever your starting items were because they haven't been relevant until now.
I believe that was in Neskar Nali's race against me, the other one where we had the Swamp Lock start. We both forgot about cursed belts, but then bought herbs and used an herb and saw the cursed belt, and then immediately went back to the town and sold the cursed belt for a weapon.
I didn't remember that was with a race against you, so that's extra special fun. So the Droll has heal as well. I saw Beta put it to sleep. I don't know if Neskar's seen the DL2 breath or if he's just not worried about it. Now he's throwing out the sleep. This is one of those memes that sometimes, with somebody like Neskar who's extraordinarily good, he's not always very sleep-heavy compared to some people. So seeing him, wait a little bit to throw out the sleep isn't surprising, but we'll see if he goes back to it. Ooh, a Metal Scorpion, that's really nice. You can sleep it. You should be able to two-shot it, I think, at this AP.
Or one-shot it.
Yeah, sometimes we overrate the defense, but here's level 6 with a 1-1-1-3 game. That was technically a level.
Yeah, but knowing there's Metal Scorpions here, being in the desert area with this zone instead, definitely you're not too worried yet. You're hoping level 7 is something, because the trip from 7 to 8 is a lot longer than the trip from 6 to 7. But 6 to 7 in this zone is not bad.
Yeah, it looks like Beta is close to the edge of it. I don't know if he's testing the edge of the zone here, or if he's just, when you're grinding for a while, sometimes you just start doing different things because you get tired of it. I think when I do it, sometimes I'll start going around in a circle. Or I guess it'd technically be a square, but just because I'm bored and it's less repetitive thumb motion to just spin around on the D-pad.
I believe in the last race between Beta and Neskard, where you and Destiny were there, I was watching you make figure 8s over by Rimeldar because you were bored.
All right, Nescar now picking up 6. He is about 100 experience behind, a little bit more than that. So the gap has just widened a little bit. Maybe it has something to do with where they're fighting or the type of enemies. Nescar now going to Cantlin. We'll see, maybe he's going to get herbs. Maybe he remembered the cursed belt. No, I don't think so. Oh, you know what? He just has money for it. Yeah, it's good Nescar not going to cheat by selling a cursed belt for a weapon. He's going to earn it the right and proper way.
Meanwhile, Beta is only 4 experience points away from level 7, which will hopefully give him some more ability to go and wander out. Speaking of wandering out, Nescar wanders out and comes across Grave.
3 chests in here if you can get to them. Meanwhile, Beta does pick up 7. Those stats were not terrible. The hit points are still a bit low. That's a bit scary.
8738 Wraith Knights with Wombo Combo. Got a Dragon Scale and a key. And I want to say an herb in... I'm not sure. I missed what the third thing was there. But got a Dragon Scale and a key. And so that's going to very much benefit Nescar. Hopefully Beta gets to that area fairly soon.
And the Droll Magi here is a very solid fight. We got enough strength to 3-shot it. You got sleep. Droll Magis, I think, are 1 out of 8 to block sleep. Or is it 1 out of 4? Maybe it's 1 out of 4.
I believe it's 1 out of 8. I thought it was a whole lot better than that, and then I had a seed where I had to sleep like 100 of them, and I was taught afterwards that the rate was better than I thought it was.
Okay, yeah, so that's what it is. And so yeah, Nescar's got the key, and he's going to go back in and get another one. Again, this zone, I mean, we haven't seen anything nasty yet. He hasn't seen a ton of enemies, but Slime, Drakey, Droll Magi, is there anything else?
That's all I can recall at the moment.
Note that he walked over the chests to get to the last chest. Knows that those are slightly better, or slightly lower encounter rates.
Well, only some of them are slightly lower encounter rates. I think they are the same thing as the grass, where it's kind of a grid pattern. So I don't know which one's the 1 in 32 and which one's the 1 in 16, but at least one of them was a 1 in 32. So definitely did slightly decrease his encounter rate risk.
Yeah, he did not save it. I thought he might. Well, he's got 2 keys. So if there's any gold in here, he can just go to the back and get, infinite keys or max keys, and there's an extra key. So, and then there's gold. Okay. So he's going to be able to clear out his keys. We also find token and herb. So gold grind possibility?
And Nescard was that that was an accidental herb use when attempting to open the door.
He's just trying to keep his inventory down, doesn't like all these different items. I forget, I had Nescardinelli's chat open while this race was going on, and there was some minor roasting of him for that. For whatever reason, the herb use got his chat pretty riled up.
We have Droll Magi on the top floor of Mountain as well. So we're going to have it in both zones in Mountain. It's going to really help Nescard be able to kind of cut into this experience deficit right here. Experience deficit. Beta is 11 experience away from level 8 now. This Metal Scorpion will do it for him, and we'll see what stats we get here. While Nescardinelli gets the Mail Droll, which is a torch. 5, 1, 0, 8, and repel. Not enough for Beta, we're going on.
So let's see, the next grave chest is Erdrick's Sword, which is Erdrick's Sword.
Oh my.
So the difference in this experience in these levels right now may have just been negated by that. That alone is just a home run. And then he gets the Flame Sword, but he already has Erdrick's Sword.
And it keeps going down to a bamboo pole. I believe he's getting his herbs back now at this point.
Yeah, there we go. Getting again, there's a bit of a gap in experience, but he's going to be able to just melt through this. Plus, he's been fighting the enemies. I mean, this is the Grave 1 zone, so he knows Droll Magis are in here. He knows Wolf Lords are in here with Heal More. Those aren't bad. He does run. I think it's just because he's got the one chest left and wants to make sure he gets to it. Orphaning Mountain 5, well, I don't need to tell you how annoying that can be.
Yes, I'm quite skilled at that. This is just really has echoes of Race 1. It was the same thing. Beta just hunkered down to grind in his zone, while Nescard branched out and started fighting monsters that were giving him the same experience while wandering and getting all the things, got an much earlier sword, and is going to do a gold grind now after sleeping the chest.
It's funny how, you get into the rhythm and you make a small mistake, and you might hit Skull by accident, but when you're just in that rhythm, you don't even realize it. But yeah, gold grind, he's already got the sword. He knows Cantlin's there. He knows... he already knows that the other shop isn't very useful. I think that it had a flame sword or something, but nothing too exciting. So he could do a full grind here, and it's quite possible that Cantlin has everything. I don't even remember what was in the top shop other than the copper sword, though.
I don't think there was anything that was 4 figures in that Breckenary shop.
Yeah, Breck was...
I don't remember the contents of the rest of the contents of the Cantlin shop. I just know that anything he's going to want to acquire is going to be only in Cantlin, because the Breckenary shop was absolute trash.
Yeah, and he does have outside, and it's pretty much a free walk to Cantlin. So he's just going to do that. I mean, he'd have to get, ambushed. You know what? I'm not going to say it.
Oh, I was hoping the red slime of all things would be the culprit.
Okay, not healing. I don't know, man. I think I would have healed there at 9 or something. And he heals when he's in Cantlin.
We'll see after he gets this gear. He does find a magic armor. We'll see after he gets this gear if he opts to go to the inn and then go check the coordinates.
I do approve of Beta strat here to repel to get just Metal Scorpions. But there you go, Nescar, magic armor, silver shield. I don't know. You don't know what's going through somebody's head here. He definitely got out of the gate slower. But the fact that Grave was right there, that key was reasonably free to get to, all the stuff he's done since then could have been done earlier. So I don't know what you have going through somebody's head. He can get to the coordinates here, though. He can check that. It's going to take all of his MP, but he can do it.
And we get 2, 0, 3, 17, and heal at this level. I think you have to move on right at this point, and Beta agrees. He's going to wander. He's going to go refill his resources, and he's, I imagine, going to head north and find the grave, and then be doing everything that Nescard's doing right now. 5 minutes later, while Nescard starts gathering up the experience with all that gear.
So thank you for the raid, Ziggy7Z. Welcome in, everybody. We are doing the vodcast of the Beta Strep Nescardinality race from yesterday. So we are trying to make this as spoiler-free as possible. But so far, it's been a very struggle start. Both of them have broken out in different ways. Beta with the experience lead, but Nescar with some really important stuff that if Beta does not see it, pretty soon might put Nescar into the lead.
Beta gets a first turn around from the Axe Knight, which is very fortunate, because he's not going to be able to survive it. The magic armor does not decrease the damage of Fire Breath, so the Wraith Knight is the one monster that Nescard is not going to be able to deal with right now, and Beta getting back attacked can't really do anything about it either.
Yes, being an equal opportunity offender today, but Beta did glimpse the cave over there. He might go directly back. Again, with the way this is set up, a gold grind would be just absolutely huge, especially with this low hit points, being able to get magic armor and silver shield. Like, you don't want to repel anything, but you just lets you take decent fights. And NASCAR looks like he's going back to Grave too. It didn't mention that zone in there was not terrible. And of course, so maybe NASCAR got lucky to get to Grave the first time because he's now 0 for 2. And Beta casting heal. Yeah, okay, there we go. Sleep is what he meant to do.
Yeah, we're having some mismenu fun today. Especially by two players who, like, are among the least likely to do any mismenus, are incredibly crisp menuers. One of the reasons they've got the top 2 times in vanilla non-RNG manip Dragon Warrior, because they can make the text boxes go by.
And it looks like NESCAR is maybe going a different direction, or maybe he's just going wide to avoid the zone. Green Dragons are probably not attainable, but maybe put a pin in that. Finds our beloved Jerk Cave.
And find something immediately afterwards.
Swung on the Wizard. I might have been a little bit of a, just a gut check to see what that guy had. Not terrible, but might be able to fight that guy later.
Yeah, I always like to do that sometimes when I have gotten a lot of offense. I'll sit there and go, let's just do a heat check here just to see exactly how much I'm swinging for and see what happens.
All right, Beta getting to the chest. He has not done anything with it yet, but there you go. He gets his key. He might choose to just die here. Nope, he outsides. Never mind that. He's just going to keep pushing. Actually, I think he wanted to cast Return. That's what that looked like to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's going to go after this Wraith Knight. Worst thing the Wraith Knight could do is wake up, send him home, and he'll go get more keys.
And it definitely seems right now that NESCAR is trying to find something to grind on. And the Wizard is not it. Hits him. Was that a triple run fail? I think it was. Yeah, could have cast heal more and tried again, maybe? I don't know.
This area that Beta's going into is not the area that NESCAR was heading out to, so this is new territory for both of us as well. And there's that little ghost lake, looks awfully familiar to one a little north of the castle in Vanilla.
Did you call that a little ghost lake?
I did.
I kind of see that.
Call it Ghost Lake in Vanilla because you wander around, grind around it, and just it throws ghosts at you.
Oh, I just thought it kind of looked like a ghost.
Well, it does. It's both.
So as Beta pushes out, NESCAR is back into Grave. I think this is where he wants to grind. Again, he's seeing Droll Magi, he's seeing Wolf Lords. Doesn't quite have Repel yet, and Druid Lords. Okay, yeah, the moment he gets Repel, well, actually he can't cast Repel, never mind, he's got way too much defense, but 3 out of the 5 are mid-game enemies, the other 2 are menial and not worth being worried about.
Yeah, meanwhile, Beta's getting those keys, going to go in the basement into Mountain Cave, and is very rapidly going to notice the same monster sets that that NESCAR did, and may do exactly the same thing, stick around here and grind once he gets his sword.
What is interesting, Beta is not doing the same thing as NESCAR, which means he will not have the final chest here to gold grind on, but he'll have one in the treasury, so as long as he gets the right combination in here, he will still be good to go.
Yeah, I personally tend to prefer to do it this way. This is a relatively close, and especially if you're going to... this is relatively close, and if there is a cave underneath it, like Mountain here, I'd much rather gold grind in the treasury than gold grind down here. Although we do have outside, so it's not as substantial, but... you don't want to gold grind and then lose half of it trying to get out. So I generally take this path first in case it's something.
We see the long line of torch throws from Beta, who bought those 2 torches early and then never used them. Just it's right there. Torch, 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 torch.
throwing out 4 torches because he doesn't have the radiant spell, so he's trying to get that same radius.
Yes, we know how much Beta loves the radiant spell.
Now he picked up his Erdrick sword. Still putting the Droll Magi to sleep. I don't think he knows if it has anything, so it's a safer way to do it. Plus, his defense is a lot lower, so the Droll Magi can get him down a lot faster.
If that was a treasure guard, I feel like it guarding fairy water is appropriate for what the enemy is. Although the Droll Magi is the strongest non-spike or non-treasure guard enemy in the mid-range. Like Goldmen are, Droll Magi aren't, Wyvern are.
Alright, well, we get level 10, 4, 4, 0, 16. So we've got more heals. We've got lots and lots of healing. But nothing in the way of offensive nothing in the way of offensive spells. Not that we really need it, because we have offensive arms and weapons.
Oh, Neskar decided to start deep diving Grave. He was kind of playing around the stairs and then changed his mind. And the Green Dragon immediately sends him back. He was only 4 experience short of the level, too.
And Beta gets that last chest and is now walking around instead of outside. Oh, never mind, he's outsiding now. We're gonna go refill our keys now, make sure we're topped up. And then we will go do the gold grind over here. I assume that Beta will do the full uninformed gold grind and just assume Cantlin's got the goodies, but we'll see. Well, he just downgraded to the flame sword as well.
Well, Beta has seen the magic armor. We did see that in the top shop, so definitely, I wouldn't see any reason why he wouldn't go full gold at this point.
Yeah, I'm always a big proponent of, well, if he hasn't seen the Silver Shield, maybe not so much, but I'm always full proponent as if, not necessarily going out of your way to do a gold grind, but if you are doing a grind for everything you've seen. Don't do a half grind that you might have to want to redo later or wish you'd done later. Just get it all. And with Cantlin there, I would generally just always go the full way for any gear I had outstanding, because the odds of one of those things being in one of those shops is pretty high.
Now, Neskar is now swinging on the wizard that he had seen before, and he has 70 defense. Wizard isn't going to do a ton of damage. It also has weak breath, though, which is less appealing. If he decides to stop doing that, he might get a couple swings in and be able to kill it. Or he won't.
39 HP, just not quite enough to survive a two baby breaths if they roll on the higher range.
Well, we do see Beta continuing to get the money, Neskar. Yeah, it's one of the awkward things about getting a Silver Shield. I mean, I say early, it's like over 30 minutes, but is that it interferes with your like normal repel logic that you would want to do. Like you see Beta throwing out the repel here because he just doesn't want to have to deal with anything. He's even healing on the way just in case something surprising pops up. Like I don't think anything could pop up, but all the same.
Gonna pick up his magic armor and then head right in to get his Silver Shield.
And yeah, Beta, I did notice that. I was thinking the same thing when I was watching. I was like, man, he's not going to grind all the way, right? Because just in case that's Erdrick's armor, there'd be a big time loss.
And now, of course, Beta's going to go down and do the coordinates check, find out there's nothing there. He did pick up the Silver Shield as well.
I like how he was for a moment there not wanting to just die in here, even though I think he had to. He could have cast a heal to get out. He had just enough to do it, but meh.
Yeah, I don't see any purpose of that. You've used up all your money, you don't need it anymore, and that's faster to get out.
And while he was handling all of that, Ness Cardinality has come pretty close to the experience gap. Like, he's down 200-ish, as he's just been chilling in top of grave here. I almost wonder why he didn't go through Mountain in the basement, though, if he was going to do it this way.
Yeah, well, maybe because he's thinking if level 10 is something I'm looking for, I might go ahead and dive Deep Grave.
That's true. He has been hovering near it. Like, he's been using... I mean, he's been getting the key, but then he's been using it anyway, so...
And we find out that the Knights have sleep and baby breath, so not as bad as the Wraith Knights, but still quite obnoxious.
Yeah, and after Neskar got all that gear, he immediately went out and wasn't able to find anything to kill. Beta's having the same problem. Obviously, Magidrake isn't what you want, but I don't know. Maybe he'll go back after some more Wraith Knights. He enjoyed those before. Axe Knight probably hits a little too hard, and yeah, this is exactly what you expect to do after getting a gold grind and getting Erdrick's sword and all that. It's just to immediately get killed over and over.
This card going to get that MP gain, but nothing else, and we'll see if he decides to just stay here and get another level. I mean, there's not a whole lot better you can do right here. He's not going down at all. He's not having to use any kind of healing, not having to, concern himself with pretty much anything, and so he just might as well sit here and go a little longer, get the next level, see if it's the big HP gain, because you're not surviving right now.
Okay, yeah, Beta is going after the Wraith Knights. Man, sleep on these guys is a bit rough. You're not a guaranteed one-shot, though, even though it's fairly likely. And I mean, the fact that they got sleep. Stop spell isn't good because they also have DL2 breath. Demon Knights could be better if they don't dodge you repeatedly.
Yeah, I was about to comment about he might be able to one-shot this Wraith Knight on the first one he took, and he did like 26 to it. And I was like, oh, so we're going to go on the low rolls ends this time. And then, of course, the Demon Knight does Demon Knight things, dodges that attack. We'll see if this one will get through. It does not get through either, so he's going to heal one more time, or he's just going to attack. And he attacks, Demon Knight down, 90 experience points.
There you go. I was thinking, I was like, after that second one, I was like, well, what if we have like a mercy rule for Demon Knight dodging? If they dodge you 3 times, the 4th one always lands.
That would be funny. Now, we've slept the Screen Dragon. Are we going to swing at it? We are going to swing at it. So, if it did not wake up, we are going to get all 135 experience. And after Neskar just took the lead back, Beta just took the lead back. So, he's getting equal experience out here on the overworld. Still sleeping. Means are still sleeping Droll Magi. I don't think they have anything because Neskard's been going at them without worrying about anything. I think we're just. So I'm not sure why we're sleeping those, unless we're just worried about them having something and don't want to take any chances.
That's a good question. Maybe he thinks it's like better MP use wise rather than healing. I don't know.
May just be being this far out, you don't know if they have abilities or not because you never gave them a chance and you don't want to find out now.
Alright, and Beta takes down a Knight, little stop spell action, and then, heal Mord when it finally did attack, but it's actually, it's good that we have Sleep locked at 50% max, but also, sometimes you wouldn't mind, like, them just casting it more often once you have them stop spell. Like, that's not really a thing, though.
And we see Beta's favorite enemy, the lovely Stone Man. And he goes at it and takes out all his frustration of the seed on Stone Man because he loves to grind them.
And there you go. Stone Man down, Beta up to level 11, 410, 1-1 Radiant. There you go. No more need for torches now.
Alright, let's see how much further we can get past Ghost Lake.
Heck, you're not sad to see the skeleton either. I mean, good enemies are hard to find. He does push out, though. I'm a little surprised he didn't stick around with where the knights were. Although, Stoneman being in the zone, you're probably not going to crit, sleep, crit, kill again.
Yeah, and this is not a zone you want to be a part of either. The Red Dragons... 6-2 agility, not great for getting away from Red Dragons. So, he's been sent home by a Red Dragon twice now in this area. I imagine we may branch into a different direction.
Alright, Neskar is Diving Grave, and is rewarded with an Armored Knight when he gets away. The nice 52 agility run on that 86 agility enemy.
And the Wraith Knight blocks him, puts him to sleep, and attacks! And he awakens and gets away. Woo! That was scary. Death Necklace. That is a nice find, but given the current AP and HP situation, seems like it's probably not going to be a factor in this particular race. This Wraith Knight is not quite as nice to Beta as the Wraith Knight was to Neskard. He puts him to sleep and then does indeed run. And we see Weak Breath on the Armored Knights. Wow, and a super low roll by the Armored Knight, allowing Neskard to survive one more chance to run.
And he's throwing out those heal mores. He's trying to get a favorable roll to attempt another run. He's failed 2 runs. Again, you need to fail 3 before you automatically get away. And he's got 2 hit points.
Yeah, the nice thing is you can waste all those resources to get away from this one because we're in that second zone of grave, which is just a small room, and now we walk back into a new one, so it's very possible you won't see another Armored Knight, so go ahead and take your best chance on that one.
So I through get the chance here to get to that last chest. Beta now also in grave. And it's gold, which is something that they don't really need anymore. So, Neskar out though, and he finds a Wraith. That could be an interesting enemy.
Beta gets a clean run to the third zone the first time. We'll see if it happens the second time, but he's on his way to the Death Necklace with a Demon Knight that immediately dodges his attack because of course it will.
He wanted nothing to do with that. Neskar, now Knights over here, I think this is the zone that Beta saw before. There was a Stone Man, but it might not have been the same zone.
I don't know, but he did not see the sleep on the Knights. With 77 defense, you're defense breaking those. You're defense breaking the Knights, but they have sleep and baby breath, so they can still get you down without extreme difficulty. And Beta survives 2 shots from an Axe Knight. That 1 extra HP he got on 11 coming in handy right there. At this point, Neskard has retaken the experience lead.
Drakima, yeah, this zone seems solid. I mean, I don't think Neskar has seen the unfortunate side of the Knight yet, has he? Where it might just be good fortune, which, sometimes happens. Sometimes you kill a bunch of enemy like 3 or 4 times, and then all of a sudden it turns bad.
And we know it has 50% sleep because after Beta stop spelled it, we've seen a whole lot of it.
Yeah, Beta is swinging on the Axe Knight here. Heal mooring after 17 damage. He's doing it in the final floor next to this last chest. kind of scary.
I'm suspicious that might have been a mismenu. No, no, he's gonna chance it right here.
I mean, I thought it was a mismenu too, and then I just saw what Beta said in chat. That's a good point. If there was one enemy that Beta could tell you the damage range on, it's probably the Axe Knight, due to his various shenanigans in the vanilla game.
Yeah, so he knows where's safe and where's not. That last swing I was curious about because they also have a 1 in 32 dodge chance, and that's not a chance I want to take when I'm 3 steps away from the grave chest. But the previous shot from that, I assumed he knew where he was going on the range-wise. I did not.
I mean, if you don't give the game a chance to just really like get you bad luck and make you hate it, then are we even playing DWR? But yeah, the experience gap is now fully in Nescar's favor. He might be able to ride this zone out to 3k to get the level. It's he's running really low hit points though, which again makes me think he doesn't actually know about the Knights to sleep yet. So I don't know that I'd do that if that were the case.
Yeah, and he gets through another night without seeing the sleep, so he's he's either getting the really nice side of that Knights here, or the... Alright, here's the sleep. Let's see if we get the baby breath. We do. Do we get another baby breath? No, we awaken and kill him. Meanwhile, Beta finds another town, so we'll take a slight edge in exploration as Nest Cardinality gets level 12 and finds 1 power, 18 agility, 6 hit points, 4 magic points. So we're getting all the defense, but not much of the rest.
Yeah, so the rim chest is the two for one, exactly. 2 keys for 1 key. Wonderful, but that key might actually be enough to keep Beta from going around and checking for more, since he's seen, I think, everything but Garanham and Swamp. A lot of times you kind of make that mental math of, 2 keys is just kind of danger territory, where 3 doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah, that's kind of usually where I live as well. If I have 3 keys, I don't care. If I have 2 keys, I want to get a refill as quickly as possible.
And Neskar getting his revenge on that wizard. He died to 2 wizards previously, took that one out in 2 swings. He's at 46 hit points. Even with the weak breath, he's likely to survive 2 hits. So the wizard could be a really good enemy right now.
Now Beta is going to find these 2 caves that Neskard came across earlier, and then I believe he will have seen everything that Neskard has seen. Neskard has not seen Rimildar, but as we know, that's not actually relevant.
It is a little surprising that, or not surprising, but it's a little different. The reason why you would wonder why, Beta found these things and found Rim and Neskard did. There was a lake there that Beta went the south way around, whereas Neskard kind of went north. So if Rim were important, this could be possibly negative for Neskard, because it's not necessarily the thing you're going to go check right away, just a little corner when you've already been over that direction. But it won't matter.
Beta doing the same thing he was doing with the Axe Knight and healing because he knows the range of the Star Wyvern, knows he can take it, but what he did not know was that this particular Star Wyvern has sleep, which will now send him home, and he will see his last fleeting glances of Charlotte for the time being and go somewhere else.
And Neskar's journey finally ends to a droll. He exercised sources and earns, I believe that was death 38 by the counter, but he's actually reset a few more times than that, because he was definitely at least once or twice reset before the final step.
That is a large number of deaths, even for a Swamp Lock start.
Alright, and we do see the Golem here. Beta's hit points are a little tight, 40. He could be one-shot. I think their max range right now is 41. But he runs away. I'm a little surprised about, but I don't know. He's kind of far out distance-wise. Although, I don't know, man. I'm not fighting anything if it's going to get me a level if I think I can kill it. Hey, you see, this whole area was a dead end, and still, I don't know. I'm probably being excessively grumpy about it already, but I'm just like, Golem, kill the Golem.
Yeah, well, for me, I would say if it can hit me for more than my max HP, I'm probably going to run, because it's very unlikely I'm going to even learn anything about it. You know, if it has a move or something like that, because I only get one shot at it. And the odds of, I mean, yeah, it could stay asleep, but if it can wake up and kill me in one shot, then I could, you know, make as much progress as I wanted to on it, and it might be all for naught. So if I had 42 HP, I might try it. If I have 40 HP, no.
Yeah, and I guess if you're swinging on greens and you can fight them, maybe you don't worry about those big guys. You can take out other Sharlock enemies. Reaching for something is not quite as appealing, yeah. And Neskar takes out a blue dragon, while Beta takes out a green dragon. That's it's kind of funny, and they're basically in the same area.
Equal exploration, equal gear, very, very close in at least equal level, very close in XP. This is quite the race going on right now.
And now with level 12, the green dragons are a lot more likely to go down, to be able to swing twice on them. So the heal cast there is a little odd. He gets dodged anyway, so.
And then he gets an excellent move to make up for the dodge.
Neskar runs away from the Stoneman, is fighting the Star Wyvern. He is defense breaking him right now. That's what level 2 that giant. So this could be sleep. That's not good. They might be that part. So, the wizard. This actually seems like a really nice area to kill things.
Yeah, it really does. Until you find out that Star Wyvern has sleep. Or
half of rain trade in, and immediately nope.
And Beta checks for the stop spell resist right there, and it does not resist his first stop spell, so maybe the Star Wyverns will be kind of nice as long as they don't surprise attack you. You're defense breaking them, so you know you're not in any real danger of them killing you from hits, unless they get a lot of them.
Dragon, he's just gonna run, and he gets away! 62, well, no, he's at 80 agility. Our tracker's a little...
Yeah, it's down a level right there now. So he's got the same thing as Neskar.
Yeah, Neskar sees DL2 breath from Spectres. There's been a lot of rough enemies, and I mean, they don't have to even be particularly bad when you have 46 hit points, but the DL2 breath coming from early to mid-game enemies is pretty rough.
And they've also been selective with it at times, you know, in the sense of they'll let you think, oh, I can know what I can do here, and then be like, ha ha ha, here you go.
We see a wizard on the left, a green dragon on the right. Beta wants to continue to farm here, which makes sense. Again, the experience gap has widened to about 400. It's kind of going back and forth in like the 300, 500 range. And yeah, Beta's happy with this, and it seems like it's pretty good. Wizards helping out a little bit. And then there's the Spectre. Yeah, Spectre, no problem, right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure where the zone lines are, but I'm afraid that the red dragon was also in this zone, but maybe I'm wrong about that. It may have been a more northern zone. I mean, we've just seen in the last few moments a green dragon, a wizard, a druid lord, and a specter, so I don't know what item 3 is going to be. Meanwhile, Neskar is actually going at this golem. The extra few hit points makes it a much safer fight.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely safer the defense there. You can even heal instead of heal more in here, which is what he did. It doesn't mean it's going to go on. Beta's side, he's gaining a pretty decent amount of experience. I'm not sure it's going to be terribly different, except when the Wraith Knight DL2s you. There was a Wraith Knight there all along.
Well, that's definitely a different zone, because if the Red Dragon was definitely a different zone, because that's Monster 5, and all of a sudden the zone is less of the zone. Meanwhile, Neskar only kills that, gets the Golem 2, 2, 13, and 6.
Meanwhile, Neskar is picking up level 13. All right, well, the extra hit points there are wait, you're still DL2 breath, wait, but it does except for red dragons.
Yeah, Aaron's getting in and out, but I'm pretty sure he's saying is that the HP you've got right here is not enough for DL2 breath, but it's enough that you can handle anything but red dragons, really, at a reasonable rate. And so the overworld exploration is mostly safe, but of course red dragons are going to red dragon.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I know you cut over me once, and I was confused, and then I don't know. My internet's been funky all day.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're just cutting in and out.
Well,
yeah, it was just fine until just a minute ago.
Hopefully it fixes itself.
Neskar is going to go after this red dragon, though. Red dragon can hit him for up to 39, so he's going to take chances when it's in that lower or the higher range of the 30s and go at it.
Yeah, didn't I just say something about how he probably can't kill red dragons? Well, here we go. And it's down. Cool 350. He's actually really close to 14 now. Experience, both of them have been gaining pretty regular since hitting 13.
Beta comes across Hawksness, looks at his stats, thinks about it, and decides, let's see what we can take on. And it's a blue dragon. Beta's absolute favorite monster in the world. Their defense is high enough, the blue dragon is not doing a whole lot of damage, so it's definitely a easy and safe take. It's just annoying. But it will at least get him level 13 and that nice HP gain.
We get to see on Neskar's side that nice bridge to a swamp tile surrounded by mountains and water. Who built that bridge? Why would you build that bridge?
DeGardi was bored.
And Beta using a fairy water for what I believe would be guaranteed kill, and takes it out.
And he finds for his troubles the Stones of Sunlight.
Alright, now that we've cleared the hour mark, what are we missing, and what do we have left to find them in?
So we still haven't found coal. We've got the search spot there. We still haven't found Tablet Cave. And we still haven't found Garenham. And I think that's it. So I think Tablet Cave has to be underneath Garenham. Oh, no, we also haven't found either side of Swamp yet.
Okay, so yeah, that's so we got a few things left to go. We can just harp in armor, and that's it. Yeah, because Neskar got the death necklace. Beta knows where the stones are. Fighter's Ring might be somewhere, but I don't know with what's left before we even see that.
Yeah, I'm having trouble following the map here.
Well, it seems like they finally got through that kind of swampy area north of Start, and have been kind of hugging the top of the map going eastward.
Blue Dragon being very, very rude to Beta here. He's going to use his last MP. Nope, he's going to use an herb to get him HP back up and try to make the go as much further as he can with the exploration.
I believe Neskar is just a little bit behind Beta right now. Although he's kind of going more north and east and hugging that, where Beta's kind of dipping in the center here, which is where he found Hawksness. And now southeast of that is Cole.
And their other town right there has got to be Garanham. So we're about to see potentially all of our spots. But there's the armor, so we at least don't have to worry about armor and Sharlock.
I know some of us are probably a little bit disappointed. A great thing to find, though.
And Beta opts to run from that golem, probably because, hey, we're right here by the stuff. We're way, way, way off here. Let's not take any chances with something whose skills I don't know yet. Yeah, I imagine once he leaves Garanham, he tries at that golem. But he wants to make sure he got the Celestial part, because this could be the end of his exploration journey.
So we do see level 14 for Neskar. There are the hit points. Got a bunch of hit points, got hurt more. Almost in the realm of, are we ready to go?
Well, Beta finds that ever-important Fighter's Ring, so does not find the harp, which means that the harp must be in Tablet Cave. So we'll see if this is Swamp or Tablet underneath. And it is Swamp. So likely Tablet Cave is on the other side of Swamp, and Beta deduces the same thing, so he's going to go across and check this area out.
Yeah, he starts to go east, changes his mind, and goes west. With the knowledge he has of the map, this is either a solitary island or there isn't going to be a ton of west. So I think he was doing this purposely to cut it off. At least that's what I kind of had in my head. And he does find it. Tablet has to be.
All right, and my assumption is right after he gets this harp, he's going to go right back across Swamp Cave and or right back into Swamp Cave and go check that spike tile to see what he can do there.
There we go. It is the harp. So I'm gonna bail out. Go, yeah, right back to Swamp. Also, I changed my audio setup a little bit. Let me know if I'm still cutting out.
You had stopped cutting out a little while ago. It was just like for a couple of minutes that it happened. And
okay, I wasn't sure if it was
a little while.
I wasn't sure if it was my internet or my push to talk button wasn't sticking down. And it is a green dragon, 91 defense. So you are defense breaking this. I could see Beta just being here until the end of time. Neskar, however, he does have that experience lead, but he finds Cole. He's going to get his armor. He's going to go through Garanham. He's still missing the stones, though. So, how quickly is he going to find the harp? How quickly is he going to get back to Hawksness? That might be the story now. We have Green Dragon possibly until Go Mode, or can Neskar find the thing?
Yeah, well, Neskar did find a Hawksness, he just didn't have any resources when he got there, so he'll be right back with the stones momentarily, but it is going to be kind of an inefficient pathing for him because the grind is right here, and he's going to have to go back across, although he will know that the stones are where they are, so it's probably he could still sit there and grind till Go and then just do that.
Well, that's true, yeah, he could bail out of that. In fact, he could even grind on it if he decides not to bother with the Swamp Spike. I mean, the Blue Dragon should be slower than the Green Dragon, but since you're swinging on it with the experience difference, I mean, it's definitely a safer long-term grind, but there is that 45 experience difference, and that is not nothing. At least I think that's what I would have in my head, to try to end, on just to be done with all your exploration right on a grind, which is more or less what Beta has done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely the argument for that. The other thing you can look at is stats, and we are super close to go at this point in time, and so you can be like, anything that can get me to level 15 is what I want. I'm not going to waste my time losing 2 minutes to get back to another grind tile in order to get that. Wait,
sorry.
Did
Yes.
we just... Okay.
Single continent seed. Neskar just went went the wrong direction. He'll get to tablet pretty quick, though, because there's not a whole lot over here. That's fun.
Anyway, even with an inefficient grind, even if you find like a stone man there or something like that, I still sit there and go, I've only got that one level to get it. It's better than the grind you don't. And that means if you've got a grind, don't spend your time getting away from that grind so that you can find a slightly more efficient grind. Just sit with it, because that's going to give you... you're going to end up being more efficient by not wasting so much time wandering around trying to find something better. Now, if you stumble across something better on your way, go for it. That doesn't mean stick with that grind forever, but it does mean that don't keep looking for a slightly more efficient grind when you have a grind in front of you.
Yeah, and on that note, Beta just hit 14, takes a really long look at his stats there. Not sure if he thought that was go, or he just, I don't know. We got 128, which is 16 swings on average, and we got 102 MP, that's 12. That's like -2. But if you didn't have all those numbers in your head beforehand, I could see how that would be a little bit of a thought.
Yeah, this is one of those that, even if I'm thinking of, I don't know that I would go at this at any point, but if it's slightly more borderline, this is one of those that if I'm at level 16 I go, but at level 14 I am very easily convinced to take the next level, because even on the low experience monsters like the Green Dragon and Axe Knight, there's not that many of them till you get the next level.
Okay. Here's Neskar, looks like he is on his way to Hawksnest, got that harp. Does go into Coal to heal for about 20 MP though. I guess, if you have in your mind, I want to go to Hawksnest, I'm going to grind on whatever that is until it's go. It's the thing to do. But it is kind of a shallow heal.
You don't know if it's a red dragon or, whatever, that might be a big resource hog, and you want to make sure you have enough to get yourself to level 15 while you're there, so...
True, it is a bit of a wall. Yeah, it's a bit of a wall. So, but we look at the experience gap now. Beta at 6,400. Neskar at 5,900, but he runs into a golem, and if we had a golem available, I think that would beat both of the other grinds. So this is good fortune, whether you might feel it at the time or not.
It's to the point where you debate, do I actually put Repel on and grind out here, rather than going in and out on the Blue Dragon?
Yeah, it's a thought. I don't know. 2 blue dragons to every golem kill. Oh, and there's another golem!
Of course, if you just can't even get to the Blue Dragon because the golems are throwing experience on you, you'll take it.
Like, I don't blame me, I'm not doing anything, it's the golems, they just keep coming over and over. I always like to liken golems to the walls closing in. You have to fight the walls.
It's that one boss in Final Fantasy IV.
Sorry, you said that, and I just remembered like multiple other games where that happens.
Yes, it is not an uncommon trope.
There we go. Stones of Sunlight for Neskar. He's gonna get this Green Dragon down though, and Beta is going to be about, let's see, it's 35. Exactly 2 kills away. Oh no, he's gonna be 2 experience short. Nope, never mind. Yep, 2 kills. Neskar has to get about 4 of them, I believe. So Beta will be the first to 15. Now, there is one possibly complicating element to this. I haven't seen what items they have kept hanging around, but probably aside from ghost stats, the thing you might be really wanting at level 15 is that return spell. They do not have return yet, and that could complicate some stuff.
0, 1, 8, 14.
Yeah, you have to go, and we see on Beta's side, no return. So he's going back in. I think he's going to walk through to Cole. He doesn't know that he could walk across, but it's probably about the same time anyway. Cole for the wings. I don't know what else you would do. Die to something? You got 91 defense. What are you going to die to?
And he does not have wings in his inventory. The nice thing is he's aware of this, so knowing that he's diving, he will not forget to get a second pair of wings for post-dive.
Yeah, and we see him go into Cole and leave on accident. Meanwhile, Neskar has hit the level, and he goes immediately at the blue dragon. Is he...
This might be an attempted death warp right here.
Yeah, you swing on 11 hit points, you just want to die. So he's going to get sent back immediately. This kind of puts Neskar in the lead. This is super tight, and it might be the first time you could really say that. Beta is selling everything. Again, the trade-ins are both near Sharlock, so it's very unlikely we're going to see people do that before we get, the final walk. I don't think they're going to turn those things in and then come back and get Fairy Waters or something like that, even though it would be very nice at 128 attack power, 91 defense.
Well, I think the idea here is I want space for 2 wings and 3 Fairy Waters, or maybe 4 Fairy Waters. That'll get me home from Sharlock, and that will get me to Sharlock. Without having to deal with encounters. And so just sell enough to get that, get the wings, go to Cantling, get the Fairy Water. Nescarnality is doing the same thing, selling just for the Fairy Water and hopefully for the wings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Beta is... he's stocking on the Fairy Water here in Cantling, but I don't think he's going to heal. I think he's going to walk to a closer town to do it. But Neskar immediately to the Fairy Water, not grabbing wings. So unless that's something he changes his mind about, he's going to have to either walk back. It's a bit of a walk, or he's going to have to. I don't know what else. No, there is no other situation. But yeah, it looks like Beta's going to stop here in Rim, which Neskar never found, right? Or did he find it?
He did find it.
Okay. So
the lack
healing.
of wings could make things really, really interesting here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a walk, but you could also, just as a matter of hedging your bets, not want to lose that spot, especially when you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, this isn't like the super safest go, and you're already stuck with 2 of your inventory spots being eaten up. But look at these guys; looks like Beta's got like a 2-tile lead.
All the trade-ins being right here by Sharlock.
Yeah, sorry, what I was meant to say was that you might want that extra Fairy Water just as an extra hedge to finish and not worry about what happens after you finish. The way the stats are at 128, it's normally 16 swings. You got 14 heal mores. That is pretty even on odds, and we see them both throwing out the repel. They're going to use that small bit of extra MP they have on that, it appears. And Beta goes into the wrong cave. We have a lead change. It's that simple. It's that close. Needed to say hi. Yeah.
Alright, now the thing is, because they have even gear, they will be repelling the exact same things, and so, encounter luck's still a thing, but you're not going to have one person who's going to have a lot of encounters that the other person wouldn't have at all. So far, Beta having issues that Nescarnality does not seem to be dealing with, as this Armor Knight is telling him, I do not want you to pass. And Axe Knight says the same thing.
Yeah, I think Neskar different enemies. This is where I like the name is causing different enemies. Although I think we doesn't matter, like the reset. And I believe that was a mercy roll for Beta on Axe Knight. Like 8 stuff.
2-run fails to an Arbor Knight, followed by 3-run fails to an Axe Knight. Neskar Nally, I think, first runs to everything he's run into at this point. Although, in fairness, he hasn't run into an Arbor Knight or an Axe Knight. He's only run into a Green Dragon and a Golem. Or not a Green Dragon. He ran into a Golem and something else.
Well, Beta is going to the second floor, and well, now Neskar sees the Arbor Knight, but it's weak, so he isn't. Stone Man in the second zone, no problem.
So it was a green for Neskar, which means that he doesn't have Repel up. I figured that that's what we're getting the Fairy Waters for, but I guess they're doing the Fairy Waters for damage at the end.
28 is not solid, so I can see the reason. Get the extra Fairy help you lose a heal more, and I don't know. It just depends on how much you wait the time.
Neskar decides Fairy Water needs to be used now after seeing another Green Dragon.
Alright, I reset Discord again. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully I'm not a robot.
You're coming across a little more human at the moment.
Okay. Neskar is almost to the basement. Beta still hasn't made it out of this zone. Huge. No reason to check the treasury. Nothing there you want. And man, look at this. Look at this gap.
This is like classic what we call beta luck. You know, kind of the meme in the community is Beta getting the worst RNG of anybody. But this is kind of that personified right now.
Yeah, and this Neskar, did you gets the spike, gets dodged, gets breathed. Again, the weak breath is a blessing in this case. Normally scary enemy and less scary. Getting dodged to a normal Armor Knight on spike with these hit points could cost you a heal more, but not for him. He gets through.
Alright, I'm going to count Neskar. I'll let you count Beta.
Okay. Or just let you know, I will probably lose.
Well, you're actually losing your mic at the moment, so we'll see. And then Beta gets back in real rapidly. They're super close again.
Down, and Beta didn't miss on the arm quick. Also, saw almost nothing in the basement, kind of compensating from before. Oh, have we lost me or we've lost Hilo?
Oh, I'm not pressing my push to talk. 38.
I disconnected again because I thought it was me. Alright, and the most exciting part of the race.
47.
There we go. Again, it looks like about a 2-swing difference right now.
60.
Last Fairy Water for Beta.
Neskar hasn't started using his yet. Now he's using him. 72.
Yeah, upon your insistence, he will use it.
$87.
I believe that's 77 for Beta.
100 even.
85. And you really want to see these double digits, not this single stuff.
111. We are out of fairy waters, but we got a double attack.
That is a double at 105.
124.
All right, and I lost count because that double shocked me.
137.
And it's 113.
149.
And 24.
So this one very well could do it. 159. But, as we remember, Nest Cardinality does not have wings.
He's walking back while Beta is desperately swinging, trying to get this guy to go down. He might just be one swing away. And there we go, wrapped up for Beta. What are we going to have coming down on the home stretch here? Is it going to be the return cast? Is it going to be the walk back? Or not, return wings? There you go, looks like Nescar is in just a little bit ahead. And the final talks to the king, we are neck and neck, and it looks like Nescar got done just a little bit earlier, but we have to go to the retime. Tilo, are you talking? Did you forget the button, or am I lost?
No, I was letting you do the thing, but the retime was, I believe, along the lines of 0.9 seconds difference. And by Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament rules, if the race finishes within 1 second, we go to a tiebreaker round. Which is, we play a game, we go on a very fast experience, and the first player to level 10, which is 1,000 experience, wins. So, we have more Dragon Warrior Randomizer between Beta and Nest Cardinality Game 2.
Indeed, this was a heck of a race. There were so many small things there at the end that could have changed the outcome of this too. And you can really narrow in on these, but really what it was that anytime one of them got a lead, the other person basically compensated for it in some fashion. And Beta got the experience lead, Nescar got the gear, Nescar got the experience lead, Beta got to Hawksness first with more resources, cleared that out. A few small things there at the end obviously mattered, and I don't know what's going on the screen, but yeah, we will be flipping over to this overtime, that's what we call it, technically overtime match between Beta and Nescar in just a moment. I don't know if K-Man needs some time to load that up or if he's already ready for it. Alright, he told me we'll be getting there pretty fast, so. And yeah, it was less than 1 second. By rules, less than 1 second means we keep going, because that's what we do. And again, this is the third, in my knowledge, it's the third overtime race we've had.
Yes, third overtime race, second in playoffs. We did have a quarterfinal matchup in 2021 between Sausage Link and Chromaticalism. That was our very first one. And then I believe it was last year, there was a regular season game between Angel FM and Destiny of a Dragon Warrior that went to overtime.
That was actually 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I knew it was one of those two. I just couldn't remember which one.
So I guess it's an every other year tradition now. Every 2 years, we get one of these. I have no idea where these rules were created when this was decided, but you're basically we're just an extension of a normal standard seed, except we have very fast experience on. So it is a new seed. It's not the same one. Obviously, that'd be kind of cruel, actually, because the start is so difficult, but here it is. It's already up, loaded in the tracker. We'll see our stats here in just a moment.
Right, so yeah, this goes on to. It's been interesting. The previous two overtime races have both been very slow starts. Been very difficult to get off the ground. We killed 100,000 scorpions to get to 1,000 with Thatched Link and Chroma, and then it was nothing until Destiny branched out and found a metal slime quite a ways in to finally get that break ahead.
Yeah, the race with Destiny, and I think that Scorpion race was actually a regular one. What I remember of the tiebreak race was that they got hurt more fairly early, and Hawksness was there with an Armored Knight, and they both kept trying to. Well, they both tried to kill the Armored Knight with hurt more, and Sausage Link kept going and kept getting killed, whereas Chroma actually just chilled in the zone and was picking off like lower end mid game enemies, it's like Wraith and stuff. I ended up getting to 1,000 before him.
Okay.
Sorry.
I will defer to your memory of that. I just remember being annoyed at grind decisions. That's all I remember about it. And I've heard Scorpions mentioned, so I put the two together. I conflated the two, but.
Okay, yeah. The reason why I remember it is because I did comms for it. So it was me and Flower Power back in the day. So, which was again another time when I had already seen the result, so I had to kind of bite my lip a little bit. So, because they weren't able to race live, they had to do it offline, and then it was recorded and shown shortly afterward.
I had not remembered that part either. But anyway, we do have the next seed loaded in. We have a 4 attack power start, which appears to be in line with the tiebreaker races may not be easy. And we shall get started momentarily and see how this breaks out.
Yeah, again, the only difference is very fast experience. This means that level 10, which is our goal, will appear at 1,000 experience. The difference between very fast and fast is 75% of vanilla, very fast is 50% of vanilla. So it'll have something like a 60% or 2/3.
2/3, yeah.
Yeah.
So we start off with 5 being level 1, or not, 3 being level 1, excuse me.
Yeah. One thing to think about here, I don't think anyone's ever thought about this, is possibly not picking a strength build at the start to give you a bit of a boost. Now, of course, they don't see that till 4, but you don't need the strength at the end of the game, so, who cares?
That is a fair point. You can even see it now and reset, but you also don't know what's out there. If you see a quick slime, a couple slimes, then whatever. Or you see a town, or you see anything that could get you some offense. So far, we've seen a Scorpion, and we've seen a Warlock, and we've seen a Magidrake. None of these are usable.
Yeah, the stones are hilarious. They're completely useless. The herb might be, you get, Drakey or Ghost, or maybe even a Magician, you might be able to plonk down using that herb, but probably want to save it just in case.
This card branches out just a bit and actually finds the Swamp Cave. And finds an Armored Knight, which I don't believe is probably going to let him find the other side of the Swamp Cave.
Yeah, no free way out in this one. Beta finding a red slime.
Tries to go and finds the red slime. Does no damage to it because at 4 attack power, even red slimes you can only hit 75% of the time.
Yeah, 4 strength, even 5 strength is pretty terrible. I understand that that's something that can happen in vanilla, but it's just awful to deal with. And yeah, Neskar is still hunting for that first thing. Beta able to get that 2 experience. Yeah, I would hang out there. I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna red slime. It looks like he's going to go try this magician.
I think he's not going to try the magician anymore.
No, and he's just going to bolt now, see if he can find something real quick. And another red slime!
Everything's coming up beta. He's going to use this herb, though, to make sure that a red slime, one of those 25% red slime non-hits, is not going to knock him out of those 2 experience. Because obviously it's very important. We only need 2 red slimes to get to the next level. 12 power, 1 speed, 5 hit points, 8 magic points, and return. Return, not particularly valuable, but 12 AP certainly is. Magician, you can go at. I'd be a little nervous because of its firepower, but you can do it.
I like how that worked out, firepower, but maybe it's the heal power is the scarier part there. Meanwhile, NESCAR is going after this ghost.
I mean, you've got an herb, you've got 31 hit points. Getting a ghost down is a very high odds that you're going to get that ghost down. 50-50 to hit, so you're going to get, on average, 12 swings to knock it down. And you're going to get 12 swings on a ghost, so you're going to have to get really unlucky for it not to be there. Without the herb, it's a little more risky, but with the herb, it's very close to a lock, as close as you can be when you're still dealing with actual randomness of 1 and 0.
Yeah, I think you would try it regardless with the herb or without, because the payoff is so high, especially if you haven't seen the red slimes like NESCAR has. This could be the only thing he could kill. So I don't know how many hits he's in, but he is fairly close. And
he got his. Meanwhile, Beta's going out of Magidrakey, and the Magidrakey threw out Heal More. So he ran from that one, and now he's trying out another one, and he's going to get a second Heal More. So he is still not going to... He still's not able to get that Magidrakey, but the ghosts are easy gets now.
Mm-hmm. And at level 2, with that 16 strength, the Scorpion might be the best thing we've seen. The Magidrakey being bad, Magician being bad, but Scorpion, this will get him directly to level 3 if he can take it down.
And Beta sees that Tuj goes at it, but with only 3 HP, not going to be able to do a whole lot. Meanwhile, Nescarnelli's going to get the 16 experience, and that's going to take him, I don't know if that's 1 or 2 levels. 3, 2, 4, and Heal More.
Yes. Level 4 comes at 23, so... And Magidrakey has Weak Breath, too.
Interesting. Yeah, my very fast knowledge is very limited, I haven't played that in a long time, so I don't remember it.
You're saying you don't have it on a sheet right in front of you like I do?
No, what I do when I'm playing is I know the vanilla numbers, because I've played vanilla many, many, many years. And so I know the vanilla numbers, and I just divide them by 2 when I'm trying to figure it out while I'm actually playing.
Yeah, I had the opposite thought, that if I ever needed the vanilla numbers, I would just multiply the very fast by 2. Oh. So another Scorpion down for NESCAR, and that's going to put him up to level 4. What do we got?
1106.
That extra MP gives you nothing because it's not enough for an extra heal more. So that level, all that did was eliminate middle slimes from the automatic thing. Basically, that was pretty awful level. But they got Scorpions. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't think they're going to want to fight anything else here anyway. And they got a semi-reliable enemy, even if they can't find him most of the time.
Yeah, with Scorpions, I'm happy to take this up to 110 experience. Dual weak breath deaths from 2 different monsters, both of which have not only weak breath, but also have healing.
Yeah, I can understand the temptation to want to take on the Magidrakey. I said it right this time. But, it's just give me the Scorpion. Everything else can go kiss rocks.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Sometimes when you're looking for that 20% monster, it can take forever. And given the just kind of the damage we're doing and the hit points they have, there are reasonable odds that you're going to be able to get inside of or outside of the heal range and then go straight to death. First, Beta gets the level 4203 and stop spell, not really offering a whole lot except preventing that healing if we want to.
We do get level 5 on Nescar's side as well. Again, another kind of lowish hit point seed, but I don't know what you do here. You just keep going, I guess. No, response. Sorry, I was gonna say response to chat. It's not gonna be right after. If this race, if it goes to a game 3, we'll have a restream at 8 o'clock tonight. But that won't happen right away unless this takes an hour-ish, which it hopefully won't. I don't think it's going to.
And so I was saying I think we will look at I think I look at scorpions until we get to level 6, and then I start thinking about at least taking one shot at branching out before I grind them to level 7. But Beta's making use of that stop spell in order to keep the Magidrakes from throwing out a heal, but then he's got an excellent move, and it's not going to matter in the first place.
And so he does get through it. NASCAR has a very minor lead at this point, but again, we're only going to 1,000 experience, so even minor leads can matter a whole lot. He's just 2 experience away from that level, though, so it's a little unfortunate. You got to think that massive breakout level trademark is coming soon.
And Beta gets another crit to get that Magician down instantly. So now a Magidrake or a Scorpion will take him to the next level. While Nescard's Ghost will actually take him to the next level. And we will see a stat increase of 36, 6, 3, and 7. And now we can take on many things, and we will branch out. Beta gets his level 6 moments later, and we will see where he decides to go.
He's almost out of resources, though. Beta, it looks like he's going to go back in to heal up. I don't think he wants to just take another quick death. So, I don't know. This could be a good opportunity to just run off and get yourself killed, but maybe find something interesting.
Maybe there's a thought of, when I step out, if I find a town, I might be able to get some utilities here that might help me out, so let's not throw away all the gold. Maybe you find a key, and that unlocks something special.
Yeah, that's true. Money, definitely important. Key access would be important. Even a copper sword, some herbs maybe, could be pretty valuable at this point. And again, when you say level 10 and you're like, well, you're already level 6. Well, levels come pretty fast, and the getting to 8 is kind of where it plateaus. At level 8, you're 40% of the way there. So we're even though we've gained like 5 of the 9 levels you need to gain, we're 14% done, or 17% now on Nescar's side.
So we're hunting this area now for Warlocks and for Drakemas, but Ghosts and Red Slimes are almost all that want to show up for Beta. Nescardinality's got one of each recently, but and now he's moved up and I think maybe back to the top zone so he can just one-shot all these little smaller monsters. But the problem with these little smaller monsters is they will run. They're very prone to running. So Beta, finding no real fortune in that north-south zone, is now heading to the east-west zone and just gets a skeleton running.
And Zatrex pointing out in chat something about the Scorpions. That's a good point here. The fact that at 60 AP, almost everything in these zones is going to run from you. And that might actually make the higher value for enemies that you're going to one-shot every time, like a Scorpion. Because the more hits, the more swings you have to take, the slower the fight's going to be. But that skeleton swung around a little bit for Beta, so he managed to take that out.
And S Cardinality gets level 7, where we get another 7 power, 9 agility, 8 hit points, 7 magic points, so a nice all-around level there to help us out even further. And Beta is done trying to grind those areas, and he sees a cave. One that's been sitting here for quite a while. But he also sees a werewolf, who has sleep.
Not fortunate, not really what you want, and he's out. Yeah, yes, to respond to chat, this is what we call overtime in the standard tournament. If you have a race finish within 1 second, then meaning less than 1 second difference between the two, we go into what's called overtime. And this is meant to simulate the standard experience, but to put a rough cutoff so you're not doing the entire thing again. In Winter League, we have something called tiebreakers for this, but the tiebreaker race is very gimmicky and full of shenanigans, and it doesn't feel very standard-like.
This Cardinality sees a Droll Magi and takes that out. That's a massive experience boon. And he finds a town, but it's Hawksness, which not useful in this particular scenario. If they had Hurtmore, it would be very nice. Or lots of HP. I mean, yeah, lots of HP, but it's unlikely you're going to take anything there. But he does find another town, which will be something you can buy stuff at, while Beta gets his level 7. It is Brecconary. And at Brecconary, we find a bamboo pole and small shield is what you can acquire. Everything else is beyond the price you have.
Yeah, double pole day for Neskar. Got one in the early one, got one again. Beta had to run away from an Armor Knight at 34 agility to get it, but he has got a key. If there's something really good in Tantagel, this could be an advantage. And I mean, it's what they're both looking for right now, some sort of advantage, because they're just kind of struggling right now.
He also gets a Wraith inside the cave, which is a very nice enemy for their particular point in the game.
Indeed. He did get some gold if he would die, but he would possibly be able to take that to a town. Poltergeist here, doing normal Poltergeist stuff, dodging and then running.
A torch, that's not going to do a whole lot for us. A magic key, so we've got 2 of them now.
Alright, that means he can check the basement, or he can check, the treasury first, without having to go to get keys, and he can also check the basement. But Neskar's going to check this western zone too, maybe. Maybe I think he was just looking around.
Beta gonna try to take this knight. It's gonna be proved to be maybe a little too ambitious. That they can hit awfully hard, and you're only doing 7 damage right here. So I don't think, barring a crit, I don't know that this one's gonna go down. 31 damage and a dodge, which is like the exact opposite of a crit, happens, and so he's going to go back to the castle, but he is going to but he has 2 keys, so he can go check treasury, he can go take, or he can go get his keys refilled, check what's underneath the castle if he wants to. In a race like this, everything time you're not where monsters are, you're giving yourself a chance to fall behind, so you certainly don't want to spend a whole lot of time in these situations, but we've gotten a death necklace, and a dragon scale, and a cursed belt, so you could sell that for money too. Meanwhile, Nesper gets his key.
I was thinking about this at the time. If you had a town near start, it might be worth equipping the Death Necklace to just farm out some extra experience. I guess the situation would depend on some things a little bit more, but...
yeah, the Death Necklace to get more damage is absolutely a consideration in this style of race.
I don't think you can do it without knowing that there is a town very close. But, and Erdrick's armor in the basement for Beta. That's not going to help him gain, that's no attack power, but that's going to increase survivability a ton.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of weak breath on monsters, and if you're fighting something mid-level that has a weak breath, there's a 3rd magic key at the end of Mountain. that S Cardinality just found. And he finds a wizard with Stop Spell, gets an excellent move, finds out it has weak breath. That's a promising monster, so he kills it, gets a whopping 120 experience. That's a huge portion of this race.
Yeah, you say promising. If he can get like 3 more of those, the race is basically over.
There's another one.
Yeah, he gets that Stop Spell in, and it lands. Oh my god, he might not leave this cave before this race is over.
Now Beta gets across the swamp and sees a Magiwyvern, which is not a wizard, but it's also not a bad chunk of change. But of course, if Nescard keeps getting wizards, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, would be jumping out to a pretty significant lead. I mean, 230 experience is huge in this sort of thing. So, and it looks like another crit. He has crit all the wizards, but he gets it down. And he's 300 experience away. That's 3 wizards.
And Beta narrowly ekes that out. 4, 4, 0, and 20. He tries to herb, but instead he attempts to open a door. Is unsuccessful in doing that, as there is no door there. And Beta's going to wander around and see what else he can find. Hopefully find some way to increase his resources. We've got another cave. That's not going to help a whole lot there. Running, which is really, really nerve-wracking because that's experience you're not getting again. But he comes across the town, and the town is Rimeldar. More keys, why not?
Yeah, and the shop here might be the big thing. If he can get a little bit better weapon, he can... Copper Sword. It's extra attack power, 79 strength. That's gonna kill some things. So puts him in pretty good shape there. The odds that this is gonna be like the sword are pretty low, right? He's just gonna blow all of his keys. He's not.
Yeah. And no need to refill. You know where they are if you need them again. But you never know if that's gonna be the sword. Be very nice.
Yeah, I think at this point you're just gonna try to kill the rest of the game. You just want to kill things. Nescar did get bounced out, did not get another wizard down, but now he's going to check his treasury, and if he gets to the basement, he'll get his Erdrick's armor as well.
He manages to pick up 2 Droll Mags, and then gets some gold, and finds another Droll Mag, and is going to continue the gold. He must have seen something in one of those shops he liked. But meanwhile, Beta finds wizards over here outside of Rimeldar, and it's worth noting, he has Erdrick's armor, so these stop spells will never land.
Oh gosh,
Nescardinality immediately heads out, so he is not getting his Erdrick's armor, which of course is not an offensive weapon, but it makes these wizards a whole lot easier, and it also increases your defense power so you take less damage when they do swing, and it decreases the weak breath that they throw out.
Yeah, and on top of that too, it's just extra defense in that zone. Like this is... I don't know, if not checking that armor, I wouldn't go as far to say it's the deciding factor, but he wouldn't have died there if he had the armor to that werewolf. And now Beta, he's found the enemy he wants to fight all the way to the level, and he just needs about 3 more of them, and that's it. 3 wizards, he's next to a healing town.
I do disagree with running from these poltergeists, because you're not that far, and every monster you kill is going to give you a little extra. Even the wizards are big chunks. You don't know whatever change you're going to have after you've got the wizard that, is for the last level.
I think just looking at the math, you'd have to kill like a whole bunch of poltergeists. So I don't know. You don't know how close this is. You're going up against Nest Cardinality, one of the best DWR players of all time. I think I get it. And Nescar taking out a wolf here, again, that puts him 2 wizards away.
And we find knights over here, too. I believe this is the exact same zone that Nescarnality is grinding in Mountain, but we're in Desert, so we get double the encounter rate.
So
and Beta we still walking.
And now the Poltergeist would matter, because now it's 126, and the wizard gets 120. But if he takes out this knight, then it's 1 knight or 1 wizard, and that's it. Nescar, though, does swing on the Poltergeist. He is down here in the basement. It might just come down to who gets the next enemy they can kill. Nescar needs 2. Beta will only need 1 after this.
Got another Poltergeist coming up for Nescard, and we are at 952, so that's 4 Poltergeists. Which, if he'd killed the previous 3, then this one would have gotten him there.
Yeah, at that point, I don't know if I would have fought the Poltergeist again. I would have kept going. But he's got the Wizard. If he takes this out, I think the only case he doesn't is if it just starts punching him hard. But throw that stop spell, that weak breath, and we are almost there. While meanwhile, Neskar went down a floor and got taken out by an Armored Knight. So that is that. Beta getting level 10. Time stopped officially when the level 10 popped up. That's not in the rules. We just decided that was probably the best time to do it. So, and look at level 10. Level 10 was great.
Yeah, man, I want to go finish the seed now. But yeah, so just like the other race, this one was neck and neck. One person would do something, then the next person would do it. Experience changed, but hands. Now, I did not watch any of the original race yesterday, but I decided to go check in on it right as this overtime started, and so I did watch the rest of this, and I was pretty confident Beta was going to lose until like 3 or 4 minutes before the end, because it looked like Neskard had that zone so beautifully. But that armor totally changed the dynamic, and finding Rebeldar right there, getting that copper sword just for the little extra damage, also helped. It was just absolutely wild. And so here we go. We are going to be going to Game 3, which will be starting in roughly an hour right here on this same network.
And we see Neskar just trying to finish out here. He only needs just like some spare change of experience, so he's just gonna kill a Scorpion for it. Which again, he knows that it's over, but you can't not finish up one of things like this. And it's not something you practice. I mean, have you ever practiced this, Tilo?
I have not. I do know that Destiny of a Dragon Warrior and Artorias would do this to kind of, when they were practicing to try to figure out patterns to get off the start, they would do races with each other to get to level 10. And that was one thing that really prepared Destiny for dealing with the race against Angel in that overtime. It's because they had just been practicing doing those races to level 10 to get their starts figured out.
Yeah, it's not something you practice. It's not something that you're just gonna to know. But and yeah, we see on the screen final time was 22:12 for Beta, 23:40 for NES Cardinality. So it ended up being about 2 minutes difference. There's a whole lot of little stuff that could have changed, but I'm not gonna say not getting the armor was the difference here, but that definitely. I don't know if Beta... I would say Beta getting the armor is what got him to win. If he also hadn't checked it, I think Neskar might have still taken it.
Yeah, I think that's more the way to say it is Beta's getting the armor put him back in a position to be able to win. I don't think he's able to claw his way out without it.
Yeah, I mean, he could have still gotten through the Wizards, but it would have taken a lot longer to do. So, yeah, and he told Neskar about the armor in the basement, and yeah, there were a lot of small things throughout both of these races that you could really nitpick if you wanted to, but this is a high-pressure situation with both of them. And again, overtime isn't something that happens very often, like once every couple of years. Not something you practice, so it's hard to know what to do. I know I was in one tiebreaker in the Winter League Finals, not this last year, but the year before. And my opponent had never done it before, and I had done it once with the exact flags that we had for it. And yeah, that was, and that actually helped me tremendously because he didn't understand the start the way that I did, and I was able to jump out. But yeah, it's just a unique situation, so. But yeah, that's it. This is again a unique race. Beta staying alive in the most beta way possible by winning a tiebreaker.
Winning a tiebreaker after almost losing because Sharlock and counter luck completely went against him. Just so like standard all the beta memes.
Yeah, and again, there were so many small things in that first race. Beta doesn't go into the wrong cave. Maybe he wins. If Neskar, gets a set of wings and not another fairy water, which I think I noticed when I was watching. I think I saw when he realized it. When he was going to the fairy water and the Healmore, like there was a little pause during that Dragon Lord fight where I think he noticed. Yeah, so there was just all these sorts of little things, which, how do you account for 1 second? I think I saw Ziggy was streaming earlier, and he was like practicing so I can be 8 seconds faster after a particular race he had recently. So
we've had a remarkable onslaught in the last few days of races that have been decided by less than a minute, where we've had simul Dragon Lord fights. It's been absolutely phenomenal entertainment this week, and hopefully there is more to come.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Again, we'll have the race at 8 o'clock tonight. I don't know if we're going to raid anyone. We might just not, because I don't see anyone playing Dragon Warrior right now. And I don't know if Kenyon had some idea, but we might just chill here. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and leave it be, and we'll see you guys here at 8 for a continuation of the series. So thank you very much, Kamian and Tilo, for volunteering for this. We still need volunteers for our future races, so if you are capable and interested in tracking, commentating, or restreaming, please let us know, because we still need plenty of volunteers, especially with many of our most common volunteers in the races to come.
Yes, volunteers. We very, very much love and appreciate all the volunteers.
All right. Well, with that said, like I said, I think we're just going to go. So on behalf of my co-commentator, Tilo, our restreamer, Kami and Renekai, and the millions of Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans across the world, I've been Aaron to you too. Stay tuned and have a good 55 minutes.